All right, so this next platform we want to talk about is Fiverr.com, and that's spelled Fiverr.com, two R's. And Fiverr is a marketplace where you can buy individualized services. And it got its name from years ago, going back to 2012, maybe 2011 or before, uh, because it was originally, it got its start as a place where you could go and buy a service from people for $5. And what that was, it was called a gig. So it's important to remember, and they still call them gigs at the time. It's not a job, it's a gig. But it's not really so much at $5 anymore. Here and there, you find $5 gigs now and then, but more often than not, unless you want your stuff to take a long time to get done, usually there's upsells, upcharges, and not too many people are charging $5 anymore. But yet they still call it Fiverr, probably for the brand recognition reason. So these are a bit different than Upwork. So these are one-time gigs, where Upwork might be something that you would find a job that could be ongoing, that you would get continuously paid weekly until the client decided that they no longer needed your service. Fiverr is the client comes in, they hire you to do one job, they pick it out, it's usually pretty standard, and then it's done after you deliver it. There is no ongoing, which can be good if you like quick one and done projects, if you like things that are kind of in the box, standard. There's really not very much negotiation, as you'll see with these, and these tend to be clients that are smaller businesses that have more of a focus on quality and price. Now, it's bad if you're kind of looking for consistency in terms of payments because, as I mentioned before, these are quick one-and-done projects. So you might have some projects and you might not. You might go through periods where you have 2 or 3 going on, then you might have periods where you have nothing going on. So it's not the same as a client that would hire you to do work for them on a continuing basis. This is project by project by project basis. It's good because people will find you a lot more, honestly, and there's ways that we'll talk about how you can optimize your profile for that. And the other thing that, because of the nature of the platform, it can make it harder to make as much as you would on Upwork, for example. With that said, you can still do pretty well. And I actually know a number of people that have, really worked their butts off and made 6 figures on Fiverr and have gone to start their own companies. It really just depends how much effort you want to keep putting in and how far you want to go with this. So first things first, before we start researching the competition and picking our niche, we want to actually open up a seller account. So when we're at the website right here, Fiverr.com, we're going to want to go up in the right-hand corner, go to Become a Seller. And you can usually use Continue with Facebook, Continue with Google. You can sign in either of those ways. I've actually already done that before, so I'm going to use a different email that I haven't already used. And you have to choose a username. So for this particular Fiverr, I want you to remember one thing when you're choosing your username. You only get to choose it once. You do not get to change it. So why is this important? Well, when you find you get into Fiverr, if you want to stick with it, you may decide you want to switch niches at some point. You may decide you want to go from being a writer to a marketer, to somebody that reviews resumes, to somebody that does videos, etc., etc., etc. Doing something like putting a name down as Copywriter Pro, or Video Guy Pro, or Book Reviewer Pro, or Mr. SEO, those kind of things, or Mr. Author, whatever. If you do that, you're boxing yourself in as that one particular niche, as that one particular brand of service. You don't really want to do that because chances are it's going to be a couple different things you try in here before you really start to find that sweet spot where you're getting a lot of orders come in. So you want to pick something that's not going to box you in. I honestly think one of the best things is to have your name. So I'm going to pick Matt Baran, and that would already be taken. So let's just say Matt Baran. Let's say Matt Baran freelance. Nope, Matt Baran HQ. How about that? There we go. And we'll want to choose a password. We'll choose just 8 characters. Okay. We'll click join. All right, so you've created your account right now, and before we get started filling out your profile, we're going to actually want to go through and do some looking around and trying to pick our niche and figure out the first thing we want to go after. So first thing to look at here is up at the top, you have this header right here where you've got different kind of categories for what you can offer. And you'll see you've got graphic design, digital marketing, writing and translation, video and animation, music and audio, programming and tech, business, lifestyle, and industries. And within each one, when you hover over it, you get various subcategories such as logos, and you get logo design, brand style guides, art and illustration, tattoo, you even got tattoo design down here, gaming, packaging, web and mobile, print design, digital marketing, you've got all these social media marketing, public relations, domain research, influencer marketing, marketing strategy, writing and translation, you've got translation, articles and blog posts, grant writing, technical writing, email copy, video and animation, you've got all sorts of video and animation subheaders in there, music and audio, same here, you've got mixing, singers and vocalists, voiceovers, programming and tech. This will be all your website stuff, your coding and whatnot. Business, this is like data entry, legal consulting. That's a lot more stuff I see tend to be on Upwork, but there is some on here as well. Lifestyle, online lessons, viral videos, relationship advice. A lot of this lifestyle stuff doesn't really tend to get that many hits, so you may or may not want to stay in there. And then you've got some stuff in here by industries where it's kind of split up into industries right here as well. So with that said, one of the things you want to do is kind of take a look around and spend some time, pause this video, and just bumble around here. I want you to go back to that list we made in the first video, and what were some of the things that you wrote down in that list that you thought you might be good at, or the services you think you might be able to deliver. So just go ahead and browse through here, find the headers, just see some of the stuff that's offered in here, click on some of these, and you're going to see the different types of titles. Like for this one, for resume writing, you've got, I will overhaul your resume cover letter. I will provide a resume writing service. I will design and edit your resume cover letter and LinkedIn. So stuff like this, go through this and just kind of look at some of these jobs in this. Do some browsing and compare it to the list that you made in video 1. So go ahead and pause this video, spend about a half an hour to an hour doing that, and I'll be right here waiting. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the top profiles in each of these niches. So for this one, we go into digital marketing. And let's go into social media marketing, for example. And what I want to start to look for when I'm going through these is I want to start to look for some of these gigs that have higher reviews than others. So I'm looking for in here like social marketing gigs, and I'm looking to see if there's stuff in here that has at least 500, 1,000 is even better. There's gigs in here that have 500 to 1,000 reviews, because some of these in here don't get a whole lot of traffic to it. Some of these people aren't looking for a whole lot of stuff. So one of the best things you can do is go to sort by best. You can go to sort by best selling, and then go to look for here. So there's one with 1,000. There's 500. Yeah, we got another one with 1,000 right here. Generally, you want to see if there's offering 500 or 1,000 or up in the number of reviews, because that means that there's a lot of people actually looking for this service. If it's around like 100 or lower for most of these, I probably would not do it, but there's some thousands in here, so this could be a good one. Let's go back to another one in here into marketing. Or better yet, let's try graphic design. So like logo design, for example. Now logo, we go to, there's 778, 1000, 1000. There's a lot of people that come on Fiverr looking for logos. 1000, 1000, 1000. So logo design would be one that gets a lot of people, a lot of traffic to it. They would get a lot of people looking for logos. We'll go into something like brochure design. Brochure 82, 166, 33. There's an 800. Looking at a lot of these, and a lot of them are under 100. I don't even see one that's over 1,000. So something like this, while it would be, you could dominate it, and it could be a gig that you might want to pick later on as a side gig. I would not count necessarily on getting a ton of orders for this one right away. You would probably, not at first, you would not really be able to do that just because there doesn't look like there's all that much volume in there. So let's go over to see animated GIFs. No, I'm not seeing a ton. And you can also sort here as well by delivery time, budget, seller details if you want. So let's try under programming and tech, let's try WordPress. So here's another one. There's 436. $305, $357. Some of these are higher priced though too. So a lot of times these higher priced ones, they are going to get a lot. They are going to get less. So keep that in mind as well, because these higher priced people, there's not as many people looking for gigs that are $100 as they are, say, $5. Let's try writing and translation. So let's go to articles and blog posts. So here, write 500 words, quality blog post, SEO within 48 hours. Provide original content and article writing. Write 500 perfect SEO optimized articles. So writing is a very, very big one on here. People come a lot of times for writing or translation. 1,000 right there. 570. 1,000. I will translate from English to Dutch. And let's go to book writing here. Book writing. Yeah, high quality short story for children. Doesn't seem to be a ton in here. So I would go through and just start exploring some of the stuff that you think you can do in here and look for where, you look between a trade-off between services that are willing to pay a lot. Make sure there's at least 100 reviews in there, that they have these gigs in here have at least 100 reviews. If they don't, if there aren't many that don't, then it's probably likely not going to have a whole lot of volume coming towards you. Also, here's some other things to think about. Are they things you can batch? For instance, some of these in here, like ebooks. I will write a striking letter for your sci-fi or fantasy novel. Well, that sounds like something you're going to have to start out and do brand new every time. And it sounds like it's something you're actually going to have to take quite a while to do. So it might not be as good as something along the lines of, say, maybe digital marketing for social media marketing, where you've already got templates and stuff set up to use for several different client accounts. Or the same with video marketing as well, or SEO. So just keep that in mind. If it's something you can possibly batch, Also, you'll see when we get in here, if there's extras you can add to your service as well. So when we start looking at some of these that are in here, some of these gigs, you'll see that there's extras in here. In fact, let's go into writing and translation right now, and let's go into cover letters. So let's go into this here. I write a custom cover letter for your job application. So you got a basic cover letter for $5, an upgraded for $25, and a premium cover letter he's offering to do for $50. When you go to one of these, they have this thing called extras. So he charges $25 extra for a one-day delivery, additional revision is $5, and then a tip for $5. Now, there's a lot of different stuff you can do, but if there's a service where you can add extras into it, say if you're looking for maybe a second set of eyes to review it, or if you want to add a second cover letter for another company, something along those lines. If you have extras you can add, it's a great way to get people to pay you extra money and drive up the services of your job. So with that said, start going into Fiverr and start going through some of these accounts and pick out a service that you've found and take 2 or 3 profiles that seem to look like good ones to model. Not copy, you'll want to model them. But look at the profiles that tend to have good reviews because they're the ones that are most likely getting a lot of business from Fiverr. So spend some time doing that and come right back. All right, so we are going to do, for an example, we are going to set up our first gig, and we are going to do it based on one I picked out for creating local Google Maps citations for SEO. So I looked it up in here under local SEO, and I found a whole bunch of them in here. So this looks to be a very good category where they're getting a lot of business. There's several 1,000 raters in here, several 1,000 reviews with profiles of 1,000 reviews. It's a great way to get a lot of traffic to your site. So we're going to do this, and essentially I picked out these first 3 right here. These look like they're getting their fair share of customers. So I am going to go, and I've opened up these in here, and we're going to go and take a look at just do a quick one of these. So let's see what their title is. I will create 4,000 Google Maps citations for local business SEO. Their basic is 300 plus Google Maps citations for local SEO. 2,000 map citations, plus 10 plus driving directions, plus 15 live backlinks on Google Map, plus 20 plus mile radius cover. 4,000, okay, well that's a lot. What does this one say? I will do local SEO to make good Google Maps listing powerful. This one's basic, it's for $20. That one's a little more. So 50 maps, 5-mile radius area. 70 maps, okay. And you take a look at the delivery too. So this one takes 6 days. That one takes 10 days. This one takes 4. Basic, that seems pretty close. So we're gonna actually model this particular one right here. This guy's done pretty well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go back to Fiverr. Under Become a Seller. Click on Become a Seller. And you can watch this video if you want. That's Fiverr's way of saying what makes a successful profile. It's probably important you do watch it, so make sure you go through all of this. So you enter your personal info. For profile picture, you'll want to put a profile picture in here. I don't know if I have one. Let's see. Yeah, there's one of me there. Description. So you've got your description right here. And this isn't the description of your gig. This is actually the description of your profile. So for example, this would be something along the lines of this profile right here, this links for SEO. If you clicked on this, So you go to the description down here and you see our profile. Our professional team will help you get your site discovered by increasing visibility, yada yada. So just copy that. And you'll want to model something good. You don't want to just copy it and paste it in there. So for example, if you just copied and pasted the gig description, the description of the profile, any of that, what's going to happen is Fiverr's going to pick up on that, and it can be a great way for you to get banned from your Fiverr account. So make sure that you do like descriptions, but make them also original as well. So say our team help you get discovered by Google through visibility in search engines. All right, we'll go ahead and set the rest of this up. And we'll go ahead and set the rest of this up and fast forward. Okay, under professional info, you'll go to your occupation. For this one, we'll want to pick one of these. So we'll go digital marketing because this SEO is in digital marketing. Occupation, we'll want to know how long I've been doing it. In this case, it's been since 2002 to 2020. Now choose 2 of your 5 of your best skills in digital marketing. Again, these are the same as the headers you saw on top right here. So we'll want to choose for this one, SEO. You want to pick 2 to 5 that you can work with within this particular occupation. I'll say email marketing and content marketing. Skills, list of skills relevant to the services you're offering and your experience level. Again, this all depends and it's all going to be relative to your niche. For this one, we'll use Google Maps. Experience level, expert. And then we'll do local SEO. It does give you suggestions as well. Experience level, expert. Under education, if you have education, any relevant details, if you went to college, you can feel free to go ahead and put them in there. Certification, if you have certifications at all, please put those in there. And again, if you have your own personal website, you can put that in there as well. It's possible to put a link in there for your personal website. Here you can link your accounts, Google, Facebook, Twitter. It can help improve your credibility and help provide you with more business. This is not something that gets shown to the people that are looking for gigs on Fiverr. Again, I promise you, they won't be able to contact you on Facebook or Twitter. This is more so to help Fiverr let them know that you're real and you actually are who you say you are. So feel free to go ahead and connect those if you want. Account security. You'll want to verify your email. I haven't done that yet because I created this new account. And then the same with the phone number as well. You'll want to add your phone number. After you do that, go to continue and create your first gig. Oops, they want me to, they're not going to let me do that. All right, hold on just a minute while I go back and confirm all this stuff. All right, so once we have our profile set up, we'll want to go up to the top under Dashboard, Messages, Orders, Gigs, Analytics, Earnings, Community, and more. We'll want to go to Gig, and we'll want to go to Create a New Gig. And here's what we'll want to do with the title. So we want to make our titles simple, concise, and clear. And again, similar to some of what these other people have done. So this one's going to be, I will create on Google Maps. Plain as day. Don't try to get creative with it. You want to be just very clear and let them know exactly what you're going to do. Under the category, you select the category it belongs in. So for this, it's digital marketing. And under the subcategory, you select whatever it applies to. So for this, it would be SEO. Under the service type, you'll type in let's see here. It would be off-page SEO, gig metadata. This is industry expertise. You can put this in. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference, this particular part, but you'll want to just pick something. So for this, we would put in, let's see here, technology and internet. And search tags. So this actually is important because this is going to help you get found in the Fiverr search engines. You want to put tags that are relevant to your gig. So for this one, we'll put Google Maps, SEO, SEO optimization. We just want SEO as well. And you're allowed five tags. Let's see what else in here. SEO service, and then local SEO as well. I'm going to save and continue. All right, now here's where you're going to create your different packages. Now, you can allow just one. You can have a basic one to start out with right here. If you want to unlock 3, it'll show you how. You can go ahead and watch this video if you want. And then you'll see you can enter your information for basic, standard, and premium. So you want to name your package. So I would suggest name it something like, not too creative. Let's see what these other folks did here. Okay, so this guy did silver, gold, and platinum. Sounds pretty good. Let's do something similar. Let's do starter, advanced, and then just domination. And you want to describe the details of your offering. So again, look back and see what these people have actually gone and done. So this one was, they put in like 600 map citations, 5 driving directions, whole city covered. Again, you don't want to copy word for word, but what you can do is you can go in and you can change things up. So in this we'll want to do like, say we'll want to do 700 map citations, 6 driving directions, 100 backlinks, and coverage. And for delivery time, we see that his is 9 days. Let's try to beat him a little bit, and we'll go to, where are we? We'll do 7-day delivery. So let's take this, we'll copy this, and take it over to advanced. And then let's make it a little bit better. So for, we'll say 800, 7 driving directions, and 110 backlinks. We'll say delivery time for that is a little bit longer. We'll say it's 9 days. And for domination, we'll say 900 map citations, 8 driving directions, and 120 backlinks. Coverage for those city, and we'll say that'll take extra time. We'll say it'll take 10 days. All right. You've got others here, off-page strategy, backlink analysis. You can add this stuff if you want. Forum marketing, these are all SEO options you can add in automatically if you want. For the price, let's take a look and see what they're pricing. So this one for the basic, they start out at 25, 65, and 300. Okay, so for this one, we'll probably want to start out at, say, like, we'll want to do something similar. In fact, let's undercut it a little bit since we're new and we want to get some more reviews. So let's say 20, 40, and 100. We'll go to 50 on that. My gig extras, I can do extra fast delivery if we want, so we'll pick that. Basic, I'll do it in only, we said 7, I'll do it in 5 for an extra 25 bucks. Standard, I'll do it in 6 for an extra 30 bucks. in premium, I'll do it in 10. Oops, I think we originally selected 10. We'll do it in 8 for an extra $50. Okay, so then here you got off-page strategy, backlink analysis. These are additional extras that you can put in if you want to. We can add in these if we want. Off-page strategy, we'll add an extra, say, $35, an additional 3 days. Backlink analysis. And again, guys, if you want to put these in, if you don't want to put these in, that's fine. Just make sure you know what you're doing when you put them in. Like, don't just click on them and then expect like that it to happen. You have to actually be able to deliver this stuff as well. Okay, so I'm just giving this to you as an example of something we might do for SEO. Okay, and then so you can even add your own extras in here. I will do something and describe you as a service, so you can add in your own extras as well. Want to save and continue? And here's where you want to describe your gig. So basically, you want to take a look at some of these other descriptions in here. What about these gigs here? So these, you can see they're blocked, they're chopped up. For example, he's got highlights here. Highlights here. There's bullet points. You've got bold right here. Bold, bold. So your description's a critical part of your game. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to convey a tremendous amount of service of what you do to your buyers. So the first thing you want to do is communicate that value that you're going to be delivering through your service. So right here, they're doing this. Google citation helps to boost Google place ranking in local business and search engines. They're telling you exactly what their thing does. So you want to tell them why it's important, what you're doing, and what the benefit is to them for your service. All right. So to do this, all you need to do, you want to leverage the power of the marketplace like we've been doing, and take a look at these different descriptions that are in here. So we've got that. We can look at this gig as well. You can see they're using things like bold and little arrows here. They break it up. They've got bullet points in here. So you can see that all these particular ones, a lot of them are using the same type of format. This person says here, it displays exactly what you use the gig for, why it's important. So you want to, again, use the top raters to find profiles that have seemed to work for them, and then model those. Don't copy them, because if you copy them, Google's going to kick you straight off the platform, but model them after what's already been working. All right, so we've got our description. And they can add in frequently asked questions down here as well. I think it's a good idea to put those in. One you could put, do you take custom orders? Yes, please. So I would add in a couple frequently asked questions that you think you might get asked. Now, as you continue to build up your Fiverr profile, you're going to find that people contact your profile and ask you these questions. You'll see that some of them are actually very similar. You can use those to put in your frequently asked questions. So now you'll want to go to Save and Continue. Now here's where you need to tell the buyer what you need to get started. Now, one of the things you can do to figure out what requirements that other users are doing is to go ahead and just go and buy their gig. You can actually go ahead and order their gig, and it'll take you to the requirements that they're actually requiring right here if you want to be able to spend some money and figure out what your competition is doing. Otherwise, you want to make sure that you're getting all the information you can from your customer, so you don't have to keep going back to them over and over again for additional details. So requirement 1, what is your website? And you can put in the answer type right here. I usually just put free text, and you want to make sure that these answers are mandatory. And you want to add another requirement. What is your log? So we've got 2 right there. You want to figure out what service that you're going to offer and what you're going to need to fulfill that service. I can't tell you what to put in here. It's actually going to be different for everybody. But once you've got your requirements in here on the information you need from your customer in order to fulfill, you'll want to go ahead and click on Save and Continue. All right, now you want to build your gig gallery. So this is going to be very important, and what this is going to do is you'll notice when we go here to well, let's just see here. So let's go to logo design, for example. These all have pictures on them, so you're going to need a picture of some particular sort. For the logos, you'll see they use their own logos. For writing and translation, you'll see that they actually, a lot of them either use words or they're actual pictures of the person. So figure out what you're actually doing within Fiverr and figure out what your competition is doing, and then use something similar to what they're doing. If they're using the pictures, use your picture as well. Okay, and let's take a look at this one, for example. So this one has a video, and we'll talk about videos in a second. But here's some of the pictures right here. Okay, here's an example of one of the articles she's written. Another example of the article she's written. Here's a picture, or here's the video.
Hi, I'm Caroline Castrillon, and for the last 25 years, I've been crafting some really compelling content for clients and customers. I've worked on the agency side for small...
Okay, so you get the point there. So essentially, you want to upload a video because video is one of the things that's going to get you higher rankings to begin with. It's very effective at building trust. You want it to be no more than 60 seconds. Feel free to record it with your smartphone. The one thing that does need to be in it, you need to have the words offered exclusively on Fiverr in the actual video. So make sure you say that somewhere in your video because Fiverr will approve it before you put it up. Again, it's very important you have one. So go do some research on what some of these other sellers have. Watch a couple good ones, and again, model the script that they're using and come up with your own. Down here under gig photos, it's okay. You can put a photo of yourself and then potentially a photo of some of your work. So in that previous example, you saw that person put up pictures of the articles she wrote. If you are doing logos, you want to put up a picture of your logo. If you're doing, let's say, music and audio, you'll want to put up another video potentially of your music. Animations, you'll want to put up a picture of your animation. So you kind of get the point. You want to try to put some sort of image up there that displays your work, and then you can also put PDFs in here as well. So you want to continue. Oh, we actually need to put a video in there. So let's just put, for the sake of brevity, we'll put another picture up in there. Okay, so you're almost there. Before you can get selling, let's confirm your expertise. So in this particular thing, they may ask you to take some sort of basic test. This happens every time you want to publish a gig. They've got basic skills to make sure you're not just getting up there and that you can actually fulfill what you say you can fulfill. These tests are not hard. They probably take anywhere about 5 to 10 minutes. If you have some sort of competency in this area, it should not be difficult to take. So you'll want to go ahead and do that and click Publish. Okay, so let's talk about a couple different things here. One would be response rate. So Fiverr wants buyers to have great experiences. And so it rewards those sellers who respond to the buyers quickly, and then also penalize those ones. They tend to be negligent towards the buyer inquiries and impact them in a negative way. So Fiverr measures this responsiveness, and it's called response time and response rate. So both of these variables measure responses to first messages from buyers or potential buyers based on a window of 24 hours. So this metric can be viewed by you as a seller and by Fiverr. So for example, if I go up to my dashboard, you'll see right here I have 100% response rate, 100% delivered on time, and 100% order completion. Okay, so this metric, it's viewed right on your dashboard, and Fiverr's indicated that a measure of 90% on this or better gives you gives you a lot better standing within the software and gives you more visibility. So you should target 100%, but your minimum should always be 90, which means 9 out of every 10 messages that you get from buyers who respond to you, you should respond within 24 hours. If you're logging in every day, that shouldn't be difficult to do. Just make sure you're always responding to your message. So one of the ways you can actually go about doing that is to, if you want to be sure, get the mobile app. So Fiverr has a mobile app. You can now respond to messages on the go. Let's say you're out for the day and just kind of forgot about it. Get the little push notification so you're always able to make sure you've got that 90% response rate and don't dip below it. Now, let's talk about getting paid. On Fiverr, you earn 80% of the revenue from any sale you make. So for $4, so for every $5 order, you get $4 of that. And that is essentially 20% commission is basically what you pay to Fiverr to have access to a huge community of buyers. Fiverr does hold on to any revenue you make from sales for 14 days after the order is marked complete. They do this in case there's any disagreement after delivery and the buyer requests a refund. That does decrease to 7 days after your first 10 orders. Now, Fiverr offers 2 different payment options. So if you want to get paid, you go up here to earnings. You can do, you have PayPal, you have a Fiverr revenue card, and you have direct deposit withdrawals. You can either do PayPal if you have a PayPal account. It's one of the easiest ways to get it and get your cash fast. Very easy to get if you live in the States. They have this Fiverr revenue card. I've never ever had to use that, or they do have direct deposit. It's a bit new. It takes a little bit longer, and I think the fees are a little bit higher as well. So with that said, we recommend PayPal for ease of use. You want to keep all work and payments on the Fiverr platform. So if you have more buyers and grow your business on Fiverr, sometimes they'll have customers that'll come and contact you for custom work. You may be tempted to try to get around that 20% commission and offer to do the work for them off the platform. Do not do that at all. If Fiverr were to ever find out about that, they would kick you off and shut your account down, and you would have to start again all over from scratch. It's not worth it. So if you ever start to wonder, like, why am I paying 20%? Just think of it this way. You're paying to have access to all the shoppers that Fiverr has. Similar to how a store would pay a mall for access to have all the shoppers within the mall, you're essentially paying Fiverr to have a place in its mall. So you want to make sure that you're getting, you have a very attractive store so the foot traffic will come in. So right now I want to give you a little secret trick to jumpstart the visibility on your gig and get found in those Fiverr search engines a little quicker. And this is a little sneaky, but it is technically not out of the Fiverr terms of service because you are actually delivering the gigs. So when you first get your profile set up, I would lower your price to $5 to $10. Okay, when you first set it up, you're not going to get visitors right away in most cases because of the fact that you're brand new. So ask a friend or family member to go to Fiverr, register for an account, and buy your gig. You can buy them a beer or Venmo them the money back in return. Then go and deliver the order. Just make sure you do something very basic. You don't need to deliver a really full-on order. And then have them, after you deliver the order, leave a 5-star review. What this will do is it'll start to warm up your account a little bit, and it'll get you a couple reviews in there. So Fiverr sees that you're responding to the reviews, or Fiverr sees that you're responding with 5-star reviews right away. And then also when people start looking through the Fiverr search engines and start looking at your profile, they'll see, oh, this person already has reviews. There's social proof. They must have a good service. It's a great way to get a quick start on your gig, and instead of just publishing and just waiting for someone to come, use that social capital you have to get to kind of grease the engine a little bit and get that thing going.